The wealth gap has always been a huge existing problem in the society. We are going to dig deep into the luxurious look from surface, and explore the stories from those who worked hard but are forgotten by the public.
We've been looking for people who would volunteer to be our guests and share their stories in this documentary for a long time. Finally, we have received feedbacks from someone that we didn't expect.
Johnson Smith, a 34-year-old male, has been a taxi driver for the past 10 years in Los Angeles. Johnson is currently renting an apartment with his colleague. Unfortunately, his colleague recently got into a car accident. As a result, he will not be able to participate in the interview.
It once was a great job, I get to pay my bills and all. However, it gets worse after these car-hailing applications come out. Taxi driver become more and more predominant, so I would have to work extra hours every day to get the same amount I made before. Other than that, I also have to wake up a couple hours earlier than the white collars.
On the way from his house to downtown, he told us hardships of being taxi driver through a personal experience. Johnson once had a family, a cute daughter, but because of the unstable income, his wife and daughter left him several years ago. His eyes got a little watery as it was emotional to talk about his unsuccessful marriage.
They left me because of money. I know it was my fault. I worked so hard to only get around $22,000 every year. Every time when I pass by the skyscrapers and high-end office buildings, I really wish I were one of them.
On his days off, we went grocery shopping with him. He only chose the essential products by the store brand. Our program crew offered to pay the bill for him, but he declined. From his eyes, we could see the braveness and persistence. Let's wish him best luck in the future. On the second day, our program crew heard back from an entrepreneur just flew in from Las Vegas. We met him at the airport as arranged at the appointed time. Although he had limited time, but he was willing to share some most important moments of his life with us. Bruce Hahn owns one of the biggest real estate companies in the United States called Emperor Incorporated. There are lots of factories and offices under his business group. One thing he likes to do is standing by the window and enjoying the night view in Los Angeles, which makes him very calm and relaxed. In his office, Hahn told us that his is half Korean and half American. When Bruce was little, his parents were never around him, which left him a very lonely childhood and some negative memories about it. We wanted to know more about his childhood, but clearly he did not want to talk about that too much.
Childhoods have passed. I like to live in the moment. I believe that is part of the reason why I have everything I have today. I do not hate my parents. Without the education they provided me, I would not be able to have the success today. I live the life I like.
And we are lucky enough that he took our crew onto his yacht and he gave us a tour on it. When we asked him if his life resembles the portraits of the Hollow movies, like sport cars, racing, and going to clubs, Hahn laughed and said,
Of course not. I have to fly from countries to countries to settle deals and face different kinds of situations every now and then. The only time I have to use it for my family. I mean, I do have sport cars, but it is impossible that I can go to bars, race cars like what they do in movies. Also, some of these are against the law.
Because of the limitation of time, we went to the airport with him and watched his flight taking off into the sky. The wealth gap in United States is much worse than in Russia or Iran. The richest 1% hold about 38% of all privately held wealth of United States. This causes unfair life for citizens with low incomes in United States, and the wealth gap makes it really hard to live for the less privileged. Their lifestyles are totally different. While the rich ones have the resource to enjoy life, the poor ones may not even have enough money for their next meals. Though it is hard to better the situation, everyone could help by donating money, clothes and other essentials to the ones in need. In that case, wealth gap could be less prominent over the next few years, and I believe it will become much less of a social problem than what it is right now.